when we look at the next step in the process of being disciplined listeners, it's evaluating everything we see and hear within the context of the situation. We can go back to the arms crossed. If somebody sits in front of me and crosses their arms, what do you think is the first question I'm going to ask myself? Is the room cold? How am I doing? Literally, when somebody crosses their arms, the very first thing I need to clock is the room cold? Because that's the number one reason why most people cross their arms most of the time. If it's not temperature, is it another reason for physical comfort? I have a bad back. My back is awful. So many times I will stand with my hands in my pockets, my hands on my hips, or my arms crossed because I'm trying to keep my shoulders and hips in line. So if somebody's been sitting in a chair for a while and I see them cross their arms, does that appear to be something that's in response to something I said, or physical comfort or discomfort that they're feeling? If it appears to be in response to something that I said, then what I need to do is ask myself every time I see a behavior switch, what happened just prior to that behavior changing? What did I say, or what did they say that caused that behavior to change? And many times, it could be something going on around us in the room that we are not entirely aware of. In today's corporate worlds, I have a lot of meetings in coffee shops, which is a bit ironic because I've never had a cup of coffee in my life. Thank you. I'm not alone. My wife makes fun of me all the time. What do you have going on today? I got 3 coffee meetings. You don't drink coffee. Well, it sounds really weird to say, hey, you want to grab a bottle of water? You can't really do that. And for most people, it's too early to say, you want to go grab a Guinness? So we just go with coffee and drink the water when we get there. But if I'm sitting here in the lobby of the hotel, and I'm talking to somebody about a potential agreement, and when we get down to the nitty-gritty financial part of the conversation, as soon as I bring up the numbers, they do this. What could that mean? They could have a problem with the number, or maybe somebody just walked by them that they don't want to make eye contact with. I'm serious. Any of you travel for a living? Any of you decide, you know, before I go to sleep tonight, I'm going to go down and have a nightcap at the hotel bar? Any of you go down and do that and sit next to another human being, and you're like, wow, my life was a lot better before I knew you were alive? I travel a lot. I'm going to be honest. There's plenty of those people around. Anytime I go up for that last drink and somebody looks at me and says, hey, man, what are you here for? Not to talk to you. So maybe because I'm having the conversation in the lobby, that it's somebody from their conference, their group, somebody they saw in the lobby last night. So anytime I have a public meeting and somebody does something like this, where's the first place I've got to look? Their field of vision. Which is why whenever possible I try to sit where there is a mirror, a window, a painting, something that I can see a reflection in when I'm talking to somebody. So if they do this, I don't have to go. I just glance up in the glass, come back down and see. It's this type of contextual awareness that separates disciplined listeners from everybody else. If you have seen anybody on any type of program tell you every time somebody behaves in a certain way, it means this, the answer is no. There are at least 6 factors that go into that behavioral change. The behavior was almost certainly driven by an emotional shift that was strong enough to leak out non-verbally, and unless we understand everything that's happening around us right now, we can't pinpoint exactly what they were thinking or feeling at that time. And the only way we can do all of this is if we're not talking to ourselves and we're not trying to fit everything we see and hear into this pretty little box of expectations that we had before the conversation started.